All right. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe it on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. And I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the beloved Elder Tazapah. And the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Awashai, as always, for blessing us with another opportunity to come forth and bring forth, the news, to be watchmen, in which, a lot of people in these times, like my certain co-workers, and I'm sure y'all heard it too, being around the people of the world. But when there's news being brought up or events in current events that's happening in the world, they'll say, "Oh, I don't watch the news because it's just too much doom and gloom, and I don't feel like being down. Or ignorance is bliss. I'd rather not know." And we over here appreciate watching. You see, the Lord have blessed us the Wadi Howard Bashim Shai. Not just talking about, Elder Tizer Paul, myself, y'all who watching, but those across the four corners who believing on the true doctrine, that the apostles of Great Millstone have been pushing, who Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Shai put the spirit on. But nevertheless, we love watching, man, because it's gonna pay off even more in the times that we coming in. As you see a lot of people with the CK situation. CK, the dude who you know, uh the Edomite who got hurt
Mm-hmm.
recently. You see, now all these so-called American Edomites turning to be Christians now. Now everybody don't believe in the Bible.
They clone Charlie. I'm gonna do that lesson.
God, they
Right.
clone.
No, that was it. You got it. But
Now
yeah,
that's it.
they didn't clone him.
Mm-hmm.
He got clones all over the US now.
Right. Everybody want to be the Christian American, But the thing is, they don't know what
Mm-hmm.
to watch for. They don't know. They don't truly know what times we in. Like I said, matter of fact, Let's start with that. If you don't mind, other times of power. I don't know if you have something.
Nah, I would come out. I'd wait till you get your turn.
Kind of First Thessalonians 5:1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." It says so. As the teacher, Apostle Paul telling his students, "Look, I don't have to tell y'all what time we in. Because y'all know what time when y'all already paying attention. Y'all following it. So when it happened, y'all ain't gonna be caught off guard." It says, verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh up." And it's funny, even Esau, the American, they think now it's about to be a whole revival in America. Jesus about to do his thing for the white Christian world. Something like this
Mm-hmm.
CK character was some type of disciple for the Lord, and he was martyred. I really heard these things. He was martyred for the Lord, so we got to stand up as the white America. Yeah, the real
Yeah.
Christian. Yeah, for when they shall say peace and safety, though we know, I'm using this as an example. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child when they shall not escape. And that's what people don't know. See, people, and that's what the title say. It says Thursday Live, the prophecies expose the distractions. You see? Because they'll bring out distractions or false flags and many different things to put fear into people. But if you know what's coming as the prophecy state, then we don't have to be alarmed if we see what they lying about or if they telling the truth about certain things. It says,
Uh-huh.
"But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, as that they should not overtake you, as that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. Ye are not of the night nor of the darkness." You got to do, Zaquan.
No, you good. You gonna speak on it. So right, that's Jake, that's us. Those who have this marvelous light of Yahweh Shai, we're the children of the light, the day. All right. This is the kingdom of night, of darkness. And that's why where is that? I can't call it right now. I know where it is, but I'm drawing a blank. But it says that the night is far spent.
Oh, I got you. Well, I think Romans 13,
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not. That's what I was thinking too.
if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Romans 11, maybe? Let me see. The night is far spent. The day is at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Romans 13, yeah. Yep. So Romans 13 and 12. I
Uh,
got you. I started 11. It's
but
Romans 13 and 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For
right,
now,
like everything the brother just read. All right. When they shall say peace and safety, then cometh sudden destruction. All right. And right, it's gonna catch everyone off guard, but it's coming. Could you read that again for me? I
kind of says Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
It's high time to wake out of sleep. Go ahead.
It says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right. So salvation is near and it's getting close. And it's just like Apostle Tahar said, when when that MOTB comes, everything because we are right on the verge of everything. We're on the verge of the third woe. We're on the verge of the MOTB. We're on the verge of Jacob's trouble. So when that it, when they come with the MOTB, or it could be Jacob's trouble, but it has to be the MOTB first, you know. But everything is gonna fall. It's like everything is on the edge, and one little jolt. So it's gonna push everything over the edge. It's one little jolt, one little vibration, and so we'll be seeing, all these things come to pass here real soon. Our salvation truly is nearer than what we believe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's at the door, and you always speak on it. Pretty much every week with the labor pains and how everything is set up and ready to go. You mentioned the missiles. They already in the silos, prepped and ready. They don't have to be created. They don't. These things don't have to be made. That's ready. The MOTB. It don't have to. They don't have to spend no more time in the lab and testing it out. Elon, he ready to roll with that brain chip. So everything is right on the verge. This is the event horizon before the shit crack off. All right, and it will be sudden destruction. And that sudden destruction is necessary for the salvation in which the brother is reading about. But you could finish reading that out.
Yep, Romans 13 and 12, it says, the night is far spent.
This kingdom, the night is this kingdom, Esau's nightmare. And you see where he's taking it if you following Great Millstone. And we live in an age everybody want to be followed.
Right.
or yeah, they want to be followed, and nobody wants to follow. Everybody want followers, and none of these people know shit.
Right.
But if you following Great Millstone, all right, you see the trajectory of prophecy. You see where it's going, where it's leading us. All right, and this man is up. His time is up. The night is far spent, and he's at the end of his rope. All right, he don't have nowhere else to go. He has to be the devil at this point. You know, when they had space and time, they could do do things in increment, piece you piece you out, and still hide the fact that he was the devil because he just doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and he was a real good salesman. All right, but now they don't have time. They got like Trump. Whatever you thought about Trump before this inauguration, you probably don't think that now because he's done a complete 180. All right, the spirit of Osiris. That's the ritual that they do when
Mm-hmm.
that inauguration is to inaugurate Osiris into him, and Trump, like, he's fully embodying that. And then don't forget, he did not swear in on the scriptures. Even though that's just a show, but he was letting it be known. I'm coming in with the full force of these principalities, and he's on the tear. All right, but right, because the night is far spent. You can finish that out.
Yep. It says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us
Our
there.
king, go ahead.
Yep. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
Right, everything Esau taught you, cast that shit off. Those are the works of darkness. Calling on sweet Jesus. Who taught you that? These Edomites in this kingdom of darkness. That's what made it dark. Part of what made it dark, plantation Christianity. All right, but there's a lot of other stuff too. But right, the night is far spent, and so with that sudden destruction, I'm gonna bring this out. This is Judges chapter 5, verse 11, and it says, "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. In Israel. All right, remember, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark, all right, on the men that sigh and cry. But it's saying here, all right, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages in Israel, then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So what it's saying here that is they that are delivered from the destruction that's coming, the noise of the archers is speaking of the nuclear destruction from the third woe that is basically drumming up right now. You could say that we are in the preliminaries of it. All right. But that's what's going to bring the noise of the archers. All right. The third woe, meaning the third world conflict. The noise of the archers. All right. The archers are they that shoot the arrows, they that bend the bow, which are these countries that possess the nuclear arsenals of these ICBM and other, long range, short range missiles that they may have that's nuclear. All right. But I mean, whatever else they got, everything is going to be used. Non-nuclear, a hydrogen bomb, whatever they got, it's going to be. This is it.
Right.
All right. But the noise of the archers is speaking about America being blown off the map, and the deliverance, the mass of the deliverance, would take place here in America. All right. So therefore, we here in America, as Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, predominantly, we need the salvation. So when they talk about everybody can be saved, that's a lie. And these people are, well, if they're Edomites, they're in their kingdom, and if they're of these other countries, they can go to their country. America is other parts of the world will be bombed, but America is what's going to be totally obliterated. So these, Moab can go to China. Ishmael can go to the Middle East. These people have somewhere to go. We don't have nowhere to go as Israelites. We are disemplaced and disenfranchised. We are a no people. So we need the Lord to come get us. All right. But that was it. So they that are delivered from the noise of the archers, which is soon to come, and there's sudden destruction and all of that in the places of drawing water where we are serving captivity as the whole house of Israel. Yes, Israel is scattered to the four corners of the globe, but all 12 tribes are in bondage right here in America, wholesale. All right. So that's the places of drawing water, the places of servitude. So there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. The Lord is coming to get those that are walking in faith. And right, we are not under the law and won't be saved by the law, but your faith should produce works of the law in your anastrophe or your conversation. You should want to keep the law. And when you're in faith, you do that. You want to keep it because it pains you when you feel like you failed Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai in your walk when you go off. You see? But that's when you in faith. You want to do everything you can to please the Heavenly Father, as well as His only begotten Son when you are in faith. So all that shit, the law is done away with, well, you're not in faith. For that to even come out your mouth, you are not in faith. So go sit your ragged ass down somewhere and wait for a missile. Because only those who rehearse the righteous acts is going to be, is going to see the salvation. But you got it out. I just wanted to get that.
No, that's it. So what happened to it? We have one video. Well, now we got a couple videos, but we'll just play a couple minutes of El Yashawama video to kick it off. And he posted his up yesterday, 18 hours ago, from the channel is Remnant Save 144, and the title is News and Prophecy: Offender for a Word, Left versus Right. Now you seeing the thing that they trying to push in the media, the left wing, which is the so-called Democrats, the minorities, Esau minded, niggas, right, and the right, conservative, Republicans, American families, husband, wife, children, so to speak. But you see the divide that's going on, which Yahweh Shah prophesied about it. If a house be divided, it can't stand. And that's what we seeing happening. But now with this CK situation, since his neck, he had a situation. Now they gonna use this, like Isaiah 10 say, they're gonna use, if a brother want to put that in the chat, Bible shop, but they're gonna use this situation, like you said before the lesson of the Tazapah, never let a good crisis go to waste. They're gonna use this situation to bring forth laws. What laws? As we'll show some clips here, right after we play this El Yashoma video, people have been actually getting fired for speaking on this man, CK. You see, been getting fired from their job, been at 15, 20 years, and we're gonna show a couple of them. Don't matter what you did, where you worked at, who you was, and what it was. They letting everybody off. Whoever says something, but what that mean though? They doing this to use us as an example. They're gonna use people as an example. This is the beginning of what's coming. They're gonna shut all that down. But again, this is a sign of the famine of the word coming. Who the main ones? And I know El Yashon won't play in this video, but I don't think it's this video. And I ain't gonna play it, I don't know where it's at, but I heard it. But he played a video of Benjamin Netanyahu small hat. Right. Well, he a small hat, but Netanyahu JEW, right? But the thing is, he said that we need the Christian world, and I think he said the Judeo world, to come together and fight against those who say we ain't the people. The super, I think he said the super left. He said the super left. The Christian world, which the Christian world, which you got it.
No, you good, brother. No, I didn't say nothing.
He said the Christian world, y'all need to come together with the Judeo world against the super left, those who say we ain't the people and pretty much speak against our heritage. Now, ultimately, who are the main ones do that? That's the prophets. That's Wisdom of Solomon 2 all day. When the elite say, look, they say we frauds, we tired of seeing them.
Yeah, we gonna catch the heat. You know, us, brother, to mind our business, pay our taxes. You know, we gonna catch the heat. You know, but yeah, you got it.
Good. Yeah, so I'm gonna play a couple minutes of this video and we can move on. Make sure we rolling, make sure we playing. All right, we're good.
Saying that they're ethnically cleansing. And what nation of people have done this? You can't pinpoint that on Pookie and Ray Ray. And with this recent thing happening to CK, you know, the Edomite has lost their mind, putting this guy up as some, you know, kind of martyr for righteousness and putting the foot down and saying, we will have no more. And now the very party that was supposed to be represent free speech, all right, to counteract the fact that, you know, platforms were shut down during the Ovid, people couldn't talk about things that were going on. You know, the Trump, remember, he was kicked off of X, represented, you know, the free speech. And they threw him. They showed you that even a president, all right, can be censored. You know, he got kicked off of Twitter, you know, and he supposedly stood for free speech, and you people fell for it. Now they're weaponizing this CK situation as a means to say you can't say certain things. Basically, Jacob, you can't testify because our testimony blames him. It accuses him. It calls out his past. It calls out his present. It calls out he's a real Edomite. So very soon, preaching this word is going to be deemed hate speech, because the Edomite race, as you know, the MAGA, as this shooting happened, they were in suspense on who it was. They was hoping it was just some trans weirdo left, you know. And it comes to find out the dude, he's sort of like neutral, and he's an Edomite child, an Edomite boy, right? That comes from a two-parent home. When the whole rhetoric was that all of the crime, which we agree, a lot of the crime comes from children that were raised in single-parent households. All right, you need the presence of a man. You know, you have a grown-ass dude growing up with all this testosterone, but he reacts as a woman. That's dangerous, right? On impulse, you know, destroying people things and getting, you know, swinging at people. Women love hitting people, so you get these dudes growing up without any type of discipline. They think they could just hit anybody. They're emotional, but they got all this testosterone. So yeah, there are a lot of crimes, and that's a curse. That's ultimately in the curses that there will be the breaking up of family structure, the strong man being bound. But nonetheless, when it came out who the shooter was, okay, then the MAGAs just lost their mind, and now they're blaming they're trying to blame it on the left. They're throwing people in jail, right? All over talking points surrounding C. Kirk. Texas Tech student arrested, expelled after video shows her mocking. All right. And these are Christians. This is the
And we're gonna play that video here in a few.
thing. You know, yeah, we get it. You know, you know, E's gone. Yeah, you know, he talked a bunch of rhetoric, but you know, the mass majority of you Americans identify as Christians, and all you do, is it's nothing but hate. Where's the love? Where's the forgive and forget? Texas Tech student arrested, expelled after video shows her mocking Charlie CK. All right, vigil. Now, let's play this real quick, and we'll just get what we can get. You know, I got a few things. You know, the rhetoric was that, you know, only children, you know, because Esau doesn't want to, you know, acknowledge his fault and his, evil in the whole grand scheme of what's going on with these reckless niggas in America being a shithole. They don't want to acknowledge their doings.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. Do you see
more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people. So we show them that some action is better than no action.
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech.
I wonder if rap music is going to now be identified as hate speech. I wonder if Charleston.
Keep in mind what she said. We gonna target you. We coming after you if we identify you as hate speech. Now that's the theme of the what's the word again, Elder Tazapah? That's the zeitgeist of the times right now. They cutting off, and zeitgeist mean the spirit of the times. What's going on, right? And it's the spirit that Esau trying to move forward with, or the agenda that he's trying to move forward with is shutting the people up. Before he can bring out his digital system fully, he got to shut everybody up first. And that's where we at. He want to shut the people up first, and then eventually going to have to force the system because people ain't just going to shut up. So that's where we at right now. So Esau going to have to pass laws to make people be quiet. And guess who that's going to affect? The prophets. And we ain't going to be on the highways and hedges when these things happen. It ain't too much we'll be able to say. Not that we can't post a lesson, but it'll be deleted. They'll delete our pages. So
yeah, they don't go nowhere. You're gonna have to have CIP access to get on the net, or however they gonna do it. But yeah, ain't gonna be no free access to the net. They locking all that down. But right quick, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And this is something that they've been wanting to do. And we could play that Gerald after this because he spoke on this, and said that she got backlash when she first brought this out from both the left and the right. And she got so much backlash that, they left it alone. But again, and that was from Rahm Emanuel, by the way. And I don't know where he got it from or if that was his original saying, but never let a good crisis go to waste. So what we was talking about before the live stream is they're going to milk this for all it's worth. All right. And it got a lot of other stuff coming down the pipe. But we can finish playing Elder Yashawamba.
Okay, I got a little bit more. That was the main point when she said it. I'll play it back a little bit.
Come.
These groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people. So
especially now.
They don't want to acknowledge their doings.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
Do you see?
Check out. That's the main point. How they gonna use this situation? Is no place. It's a place for free speech, but not hate speech. This is the thing. Who gonna deem it hate and who gonna deem it free? Just even the truth. If you don't like it and you run things, you can say, well, that's hateful. I don't want that. That's what Esau doing. But she said, especially now, since what happened to Charlie, they're going to never let a good crisis, as the elder just said, go to waste. They're going to use this. Play it back.
And Obama came out using it. I forget his rhetoric, but he was using it he said, this is not being political, but he was being political, Yeah, they are. And Rahm Emanuel came out in his first administration, Obama's first administration. I forget his position in Obama's cabinet, but yeah, that's when Rahm Emanuel was doing his thing. But yeah, Obama came out and used the man's name. They all jumping on it. That's why I say be careful with these internet crowds, because you never know who you in company with just by posting a video. And now you linked up with, some lunatics you don't even know because of something you said, and they looking to lump people together. Now I don't mind I'm in good company with Great Millstone. And I'm riding this till the wheels fall off, till your Howard shot come crack them clouds, So, and that's where I want to be lumped with Great Millstone, But right, you gotta, we have to censor ourselves. We have to censor ourselves, you know, and it may even be get on like they do. We may have to go and make some old videos private, but they might even still mess with that. But anyway, we coming down to this tyranny that Elder Yashawama went into maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month. That tyranny is pressing. It's upon us. But you got it. I go ahead.
God.
Niggas in America being a shithole. They don't want to acknowledge their doings.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech.
I wonder if rap music is going to now be identified as hate speech.
Right. You see, so that's Esau. That's his agenda right now, to cut off people's so-called rights that they think they have. You know, the Constitution that they think they have, or you know, the freedoms. But you got advertising power. You had any timestamp on this video? You can hear me? Oh yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah. Go in about 3 minutes.
Start at 3. All right.
Con, my bad. Yeah.
How you all good? Hey, Shalom Tala Akim Akwath is tuning in. Yahweh Bashim Ashar Barakatham.
Con, Shalom.
And they're being held in confinement until deportation. Well, a couple of these people sued. A federal judge in Los Angeles said, you can't do that because of the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment requires an arrest based on probable cause of crime.
It's 2. All right.
Con.
Full circle. We have become the totalitarian nations we fought against when Ronald Reagan called the old Soviet Union an evil empire and then was peppered with questions, not immediately, but in the days and weeks following. One of the reasons he gave for coming to that conclusion was the police can stop anybody on the streets and demand your papers, and we don't do that here. So this arises in the context of ICE, no surprise, in Los Angeles, going into restaurants and loading docks and warehouses and saying, hey, you with the brown skin, do you speak Spanish? You speak English? And the guy answers in Spanish, and they arrest him. And they're doing this in large numbers of people. They're arresting.
Oh, Salaki, I don't want to cut it off, but quick testimony. So we had to go do this thing today where like co-workers had to go eat, like at a little lunch thing. I got this co-workers, and she like full-blown Mexican, but she like Mexican who grew up with like Southern Kingdom. And but her mother, we was talking about farmers markets. And so she said her mother went to the farmers market not too long ago, and she came back and she was like, yeah, I was walking around the farmers market, but I ain't see a lot of people. She was like, I ain't been seeing a lot, I ain't see a lot of people. And they kind of came to the conclusion, like, shit, you think ain't nobody been going because of ICE? And that's what it really kind of is. Nobody, the ones who not legal, that's the main ones who really have those type of businesses, selling fruit for cheap, so on and so forth. But so they ain't showing up like that. But that was it.
Yeah, they mentioned that too. Yep. You got it.
Text of ICE, no surprise, in Los Angeles, going into restaurants and loading docks and warehouses and saying, hey, you with the brown skin, do you speak Spanish? Do you speak English? And the guy answers in Spanish, and they arrest him. And they're doing this in large numbers of people. They're arresting people on the basis of the color of their skin, the sound of their voices, and the location where they are lawfully assembling. And they're being held in confinement until deportation. Well, a couple of these people sued. A federal judge in Los Angeles said, you can't do that because of the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment requires an arrest warrant based on probable cause of crime, not based on skin color or voice tone, language spoken, or physical location. A federal appellate court upheld that decision. And then the Supreme Court, in its shadow docket, where it simply says, yes, no, stop.
You said something?
No, I was just saying he he absolutely right. And it says Congress shall not make a law, you know, concerning exactly what they're doing. What they're doing is illegal, you know. But go ahead. I don't want to stop. They're gonna make some good points coming up.
Go, doesn't give reasons, said go to ICE and invalidated the court ruling below without an explanation. Justice Kavanaugh made the mistake of attempting to explain what the court did, and it was an embarrassment because he basically said in 10 pages, if you're stopped, don't worry about it. It'll be brief, and if you're an American, just show them your papers. Show them your papers. That's not consistent with the Bill of Rights. We don't have to show the police anything in order to stand in a public place and move on a public thoroughfare, or in the case of these people being arrested, inside a business. But that's where we are today. A public, profound defiance of a core tenet of the Bill of Rights.
Bill about to say Bill of Rights, but so like I mean to cut it off, but this is gradualism until eventually you got the chip coming around checking if seeing people got that C-help, you know, in public or certain checkpoints.
Mm-hmm. So see, what are papers for? You know, you write on papers, and that's the same thing when you go into the etymon of, you know, that mark, which is charagma. You go to grapho, you know, where you go to charax, and then you get to, is it one between that? But it's charagma, charax, and then you get to grapho, which means to write. So it's a form of digital papers. The mark of the beast is a form of digital papers. You know, it shows your ownership, and it also will contain your physical information, identity, identification, and all that. But yeah, that was it.
That's not consistent with the Bill of Rights. We don't have to show the police anything in order to stand in a public place and move on a public thoroughfare, or in the case of these people being arrested, inside a business. But that's where we are today. A public, profound defiance of a core tenet of the Bill of Rights articulated by the Supreme Court without giving a reason. Show your papers.
I guess we should call it the Bill of No Rights anymore.
Well, or the Bill of Temporary Government Privileges.
Yeah, I better stay out of the. I better stay out of the sun. They may think, you know, I'm too dark. They may ask me where my papers are. You know, this is. You know, I got to make this clear. You know, I'm a trend forecaster. I only look at things the way they are, not the way I want them to be. And tracking trends is the understanding of where we are and how we got here to see where we're going. Let's go back to all these immigrants here. They let them come in, and there was a reason why. Again, I only write the facts. The reason why: go to Marshalls, go to Target, go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot. Help wanted, part-time or full-time. They pay the people nothing. They wanted all this cheap labor, construction, on and on. That's why they let them all come in. They wanted cheap labor. Okay, you let them come in, leave them alone. You got them here now. You don't want anybody else to come in, fine. But to do these to the people that you wanted to bring in here for their cheap labor, and now you're throwing them out like this?
And sometimes the distance in time between
And
them.
I'll say this, and we can go to the next one.
Generation.
Because see, Gerald he ain't spiritual like us. And they needed them for the dialectic to work out. So now, you know, well, like you just said, incrementalism. So first you start paper, you know, asking them for papers, and then next it's everybody. So they also serve dual purposes, or more than one purpose in bringing them over here. But the main thing was to get them over here to start these deportations. And now that they're dissolving the Bill of Rights, there goes habeas corpus and all of that. They can start just snatching people up and sending them anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are. People don't realize where the fuck we are. It would be terrifying if I didn't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. People should be terrified. They worry about the playoffs, or the World Series. Well, yeah, the playoff, baseball, football just kicking off, So, man, yeah, bro, it's crazy to see we could be in, such a depth of danger, and people just looking to have fun. Looking to have fun. But yeah, brother, you got it. Unless they feeling the weight of this, inflation and this economy, they looking to have fun. But yeah, you got it out.
Yep.
Hey, you posted that, huh? Cause it got some more heavy stuff in that video.
Yeah, everything in the description box. If y'all in the chat, y'all want to, click on any of the vids, articles we don't fully touch on, everything in the description box. And if y'all been on a video since the start of it, you might want to refresh the page because I recently did it maybe 10 minutes ago. But with that, you seen on this video right here, the first vid from Remnant Say 144, you had this female. She revealed how they gonna start going after people who saying anything against pretty much hate speech, or with hate speech. And she said, especially after the CK situation, since CK next started hurting, right? Especially after that, meaning they're gonna use this, not letting the good crisis go to waste. Like I said, in what I believe Sirach 12, if something happened to the people, don't trust him. He gonna be the first one there. So now Esau about to make laws to make it seem like he gonna roll in and help the people. Don't trust him. Don't. And look, everybody buying in. And see, before we hop into it, everybody buying into it. They buying into their rights, their freedoms being taken away. For example, 911. When 911 happened, right? 9-11. When that happened, you had Americans afraid. They thought it was the Middle Eastern people, for real. Oh my God, right? They thought it was really them. They thought America was under attack. It might be the end of the world. The thing was, so America came with the Patriot Act and said, look, more freedoms. We could protect y'all from terrorism, from foreign terrorists, from domestic terror. Shit, we could cameras to protect y'all, check. And the average American, average person ain't gonna read between the fine lines of the laws and that's being passed. They just better security. We ain't gotta worry about that no more. Or when we going get on planes, we ain't gotta worry about no more guns. Okay, cool. But they don't read. Now you got a camera on all your phones. You see? You gotta scan your face. TSA in the airports now. Street cameras in buildings, restaurants, so on and so forth, cameras everywhere. Because people thought, well, in order to be protected, we need more help. But no, the help brought forth more oppression. So the same thing happened in this situation. They're using CK neck situation to say, oh my God, we can't speak against a man death. We can't speak against a man. That's wrong. He got children. Which look all these, you like, bro, look at a lot of people who die with children. You split them up first, But it's like, come on, man. And so now they're gonna use this same situation to say we can't pass law. We can't speak against nobody. And the point I'm getting to is that they're using the so-called right, the conservatives, the Trump supporters, to buy into it first against Jake, because they're looking at the Democrats and getting them fired. They're playing videos of them being talking against CK, posting images of CK, sending them to their jobs. They getting fired. They crying. It's so many videos on YouTube. Just go look at it. People getting fired for CK. Just type in his name. So the Republicans, these Trump supporters, Christians, bought in, and they say, yeah, if they speak against him, then yeah, fire him or take away their visas, like the Northern Kingdom. If any immigrants speak against him, take away their visas. So the government, they're going to pass laws to do so, not knowing it's going to be for all Americans, not just niggas, Hispanics, and immigrants, for all Americans. So now everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Nobody say nothing. If you do, this is going to happen to all y'all. See, but they don't see that. Going back to the title, prophecy, the prophecies expose the distractions, man. You got anything else to ties apart before we hop into a few of these? You know how people been getting cut off?
Yeah, I'll read this right quick. This
You got
is
it.
the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 12. Chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Right? The point there being, yeah. Never trust your enemy. And Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, woman, and child, these Edomites, and even more so the elite Edomites, they are the enemies. To us as Israel, the Israelites, the children of Israel, and to humanity as a whole. You know? So yeah, then they getting ready to come with it, bro. People ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got it.
Yo, and we could just run through a few of these, and that's really it. Just to show you. And again, remember the Daniel story when the presidents and the certain princes in Babylon, they was trying to get Daniel thrown in or get caught up because they was jealous that Nebuchadnezzar wasn't up. No, it wasn't Nebuchadnezzar. Who was the king at the time? Belshazzar.
Darius,
Yeah, I think it was no, it was
went to the lion's den.
Darius. I believe it was Darius. King
Yeah,
Darius.
when he was in the lion's den, when he went to the furnace, I believe that was Nebuchadnezzar.
But everybody want to throw that in the chat, Baba Kasha, to make sure I'm correct. But the thing is that they made a law that nobody in the whole province of Babylon could pray to any god for a certain amount of time. If they do, they'll be thrown into a lion's den. The thing was that law was made for the whole province, right? But it was only for Daniel, the prophet. So they made a law for everybody to make it seem like, look, everybody, but it was focused on one man because we know he gonna do it though. So it's for everybody. Everybody ain't really getting into it, but he gonna do it. We can use certain people but he gonna do it. That's the same thing that's going on now. They're trying to look like we shut up Trump a couple years ago. He was the president, or we let's go through a couple of them, right? They shutting up many people, but ultimately, who is going to lead to the prophets and the truth being taken away? That's what it is. That's what it is. End time headlines.
That's right.
End time headlines. September 12th. It says website Jezebel. I don't know what that is. I ain't go to it. We just highlighting it. Well, is in a description if anybody want to go to it. End time headlines. September 12th. Website Jezebel under fire for statements regarding witchcraft use against CK. And this CK, if anybody, So it says website Jezebel under fire for statements regarding witchcraft use against CK days prior to his life being taken. So, you got this site saying they, I guess they had something to do with it. So
okay.
Oh, they had witchcraft on them. So, you can check that out. Let's move on. But not just that, it's certain big dogs. It says end time headlines from their Instagram: U.S. companies fire pilots, teachers, healthcare workers. Slack. It says U.S. companies fire pilots, teachers, healthcare workers for mocking CK's assassination. You even see in the comment boards, they say, yeah, we understand mocking this death wrong, but come on, man, you firing people for this. And it's the thing, people starting to see Esau so-called lies, his schemes that he put together, his psyops. Elder Yashawamba, he posted a video today, and it was on how you know something is a psyop. And going looking back at this situation, like, man, everything check off the list. Once they put in the media too much and make somebody like an idol and highlight it and got all the famous people talking about it, you know it's a psyop. That's what we see here. But this the thing.
Mm-hmm.
For what purpose? That's the point. This the thing. So like if I'm more animated, but you know, it looks this the thing. The Charlie Kirk, the CK situation was the thing. But what's the purpose though? To use this to pass laws for that anybody speaking against the government period, because they're trying to make him a government figure. So it's gonna tie to the government in the way he's flying in the Air Force 2, his casket.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody speak against the government or government parties, that's why they're doing the right and the left. Anybody got something that's what it's gonna lead to.
And that was one of the reasons.
Mhm.
But it's multiple, you know, it was a multifaceted, you know, or multiple reasons, you know. But that's probably one of the main ones is, you know, going after free speech. But right, they can go after the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. What else? I was just thinking about it. Oh shit. But go ahead, it'll come back to me.
Not
I'm gonna
it
read
is.
this right quick.
Not
It's
it is.
Revelation.
You got it, Slugger.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right. And that beast coming up out of the earth is America. Now, how you know? Because it said, and he had two horns like a lamb, being like the priest going into. They got everybody divided. We're in a house divided, you know, the right and the left. Those are the two horns. All right. The left, Democrats, right, Republicans, which in ancient Rome, the Republicans were your patricians and the Democrats were your plebeians. All right. Same setup, same rundown. All right. We are in the revived Roman Empire. So this is the beast that came back up. America. All right. Two horns like a lamb. It said, and he spake as a dragon. And those are the draconian laws that are coming, are basically being brought to fruition. All right. They bringing this, you know, because they got to move while it's hot. They got to strike while the iron is hot. This whole situation with Mr. CK is hot, and they got to use that energy while it's, you know, they don't have time, bro. They don't have time no more to do these elaborate rituals and, you know, all this how they used to do it. Now, because you mentioned the zeitgeist, it's everything, everywhere, all at once. They out of time. They got to make it happen like now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're gonna see. That's why you were reading sudden destruction. Yeah. Everything, everywhere, all at the same damn time. People gonna be catching it. It ain't gonna be nowhere you can go to just. That's why Amos 5 said what it said. It ain't gonna be nowhere you can go to catch a break. When this thing kick off, there'll be no safe spaces, you know, outside of it. Hey, the servants of the Lord are gonna be fine. But yeah, there ain't gonna be nowhere, no refuge. Places of refuge, you can go catch your breath. Nah. So yeah, that was it on that. So these draconian laws, this lamb or this beast that had the two horns like a lamb, now he's beginning to speak as the dragon that he truly is. But go ahead,
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'll just show a few more of this real life happening, but this what everybody think going on. But the purpose is they gonna eventually pass a law that is gonna try to shut everybody up. But like they already said, there's many more things. The gun law. That's where they keep bringing up the guns, you know, and gun violence. And the question was asked as soon as the so-called gun was lit up. You about to say something?
No, I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't the only one that you know, mentioned about because I forgot that this ain't the first time that a trans went on a shooting spree
Mm-hmm.
and killing people. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a thing going after that community.
Yeah.
But that's me speaking as a man. We have to wait and see how they play out. But uh, just as you mentioned, that's how they play it. They get one group to go after the other, and they get it's divide and conquer. But then at the end of it, because they playing chess, they the only piece left on the board. They didn't let everybody piece each other out and take each other out, and they the last one standing on the board. But yeah, that you got it.
Mm-hmm. So you see, you got it says U.S. companies fire pilots. So you got pilots getting fired for things they said about CK. It says teachers getting fired for what they said about CK on social media. It says healthcare workers for mocking CK's assassination. Who else? And it's the thing. Through this list is going to show is a plethora of many different levels of I guess the backgrounds of people, and the occupations within the levels of a status, the status of America, right? You got fire pilots, you got teachers, healthcare workers, you got
Oh,
websites being cut. This one
yeah,
say, would you say?
that's that's another purpose too of this whole thing, because the economy is already in shambles, and so now you get to let people go, you know, so that it's just serving so many purposes. It's a convenient assassination. So right, and because AI is filling all them jobs you named, AI is taking over anyway. All right, you talking about the pilots, and we reported on all them plane crashes and stuff, and they was blaming DEI. Well, that was the setup for the AI pilot. Everything's gonna be AI. It's taking over. Well, if the Lord don't, well, he coming back, but y'all know what I'm saying. That this AI is out of control. But yeah, you got it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it's serving so many purposes. You know. But yeah, you got it, brother.
Yeah, nah, you good, you good. But just to show us all levels, hey, he calls of all is gonna be everybody. Everybody. This is gonna lead to the prophets though. So it says, Ohio representative demands resignation of local judge. You got a judge, a man who's supposed to be calling the shots, a local judge over his shocking comments concerning CK. Let's read a little bit. It says, State Representative
You know what
Adam.
I mean? You don't need judges no more in this
Mhm.
shit. They doing away with our rights. Why you need a judge? So it's just convenient. That's all I'm pointing out. It's just real convenient, you know. But go ahead,
Yep. It says State Representative Adam Matthews has called for the immediate resignation of Judge Terry Berry following controversial social social media comments regarding the death of CK. Now, this is the thing, real quick. Man, as we see time go on, we go appreciate the leadership that we have over here at Great Millstone more. The apostles, the elders, bishops, elders, so on and so forth. We go appreciate that, because one thing the apostles, well, I came in, you could testify even more than I can at a times of pop, but the social media thing, you ain't got to do all that on social media. Don't be still be Clark Kent even on the social media, right? And the thing is, now you're seeing people getting caught up for what they post on social media, right? On social media.
Oh
And
yeah. Go ahead.
now, and the thing is, they monitoring, and we're gonna hit it as later on when we entered here in a few. But they not only been listening to or seeing how people what they post, but on all social medias, like what you post and how you act, and if there's any death threats, we gonna come get you. Man, they about to take it there, and people don't get that. It
Yep.
says
like you say, social media. That's not, well, I mean, all of it. So you got to be careful, what you say, in conversation,
Mm-hmm.
like on the WhatsApp. And, it ain't just Facebook or Instagram. It's all of them. They monitoring everything. But that was it.
I want to get
And
this
that's what
real
I was
quick.
speaking about last week. That in order for you to be censored, you have to be surveilled. They got to go through your content, or like you said, monitored. You're right. They can't censor you if they don't know what you're talking about. But go ahead.
So check this out. I know we talked about this. Looked this up a couple. We went on an article a couple weeks ago. No, not just that. ChatGPT. What your conversation between
Right,
ChatGPT?
Chat
You think is
GPT. That's right, brother.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yo,
That's
people
right.
think it's in their phone. This my little diary. My little diary. No, Esau. Let's read it because Sam Altman, the man who helped create this, he said himself that this could be used in court to incriminate you. Yeah, they looking. He told you that real quick. AI overview, which is ChatGPT himself telling on his own self. AI overview. It says yes because I said ChatGPT can be used in court. I just typed that in on Google, and there's many, you know.
Yep.
Matter of fact, let's get it from the man himself. Let's read it. PCMag.com. It says August 4th, 2025. Sam Altman warns that your chat GPT conversations can and will be used against you in court. Come on, Esau not playing. It's just gradual. That's why people don't see it or get it. They're the frog in the pot, wait on it to get hot and don't know it's heating up on them. That's where we at. Right? They don't know it's heating up on them.
Right. That's it. They don't know they in the trap and they about to spring it. Yeah, it's all about this system that they creating. It's all about criminalizing everybody. You ain't be able to do nothing. You ain't be. It's gonna be illegal to breathe. So they can get you in these cities, and then the cities turn to pods. Or because they already talking about this, having people do their prison system or do their prison sentence in cyberspace. So they trying to bring the matrix into reality. They put you in a pod and do your 10 years in the pod, do your 20 years in the pod, and let the system feed off of you. So that's what they do in the regular penitentiary. They put you in there and they, you know, use your labor, your energy for the system. Keep the system going. So they just taking everything to this cyber platform. It's real crazy. But go ahead,
Nah, that's it. Even today, and I'm just quick. Even today, I was watching a little documentary on like U.S. Army and stuff, and they was talking about the AR-15. You know how they used that at one point in time, but then they don't use that as much. Now they use the M4. And I ain't a gun guy,
Right,
so
right.
I went asked ChatGPT. It was different between the AR-15. I thought about it like, man, they could.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I ain't about to continue this convo. I was like, nope, not. But we in those times though, like we in
I
those
know you got to
times.
walk on eggshells. You got to talk on eggshells.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, man. Even at camp, we was talking about certain things like,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, never mind. Tuesday,
Done. Done.
Yeah, but I continue. But just to show they're hitting on all scales. So you got pilots and all that. Now you got judges. It says state rep Adam Matthews has called for the immediate resignation of Judge Terry Berry following controversial social media comments regarding the death of CK. According to Matthews, the statements, which included the racially charged and politically divisive language, have been deemed a serious breach of ethical standards for judges in Ohio. It says some of the comments Judge Barry allegedly made included rest and this is what he said, rest and hatred and division. Is what also he said. How's he feel about gun violence and gun control and hell no. You know that Jake.
Yeah.
It says, as well as remark celebrating the race of the killer, saying, so a red guy, he said white, but a red guy killed them. Color is karma. So see things like that. People don't see people that haven't been given a counsel not to take it that far on social media. And you know what's so cold? Man, people look at pushing this word as a burden, but really being a prophet going on the highways and hedges, that's the law of freedoms. Oh, that's the time to call that out. But even now, the times when it's still, the Lord, I did a lesson yesterday, but now we gotta watch even how we say certain things, like the Apostle Tahar said. We gotta, use cold words now. Be salty with it. But the thing is, even
Right.
Yahweh Shai, he know when how to say certain things to certain crowds at certain times. But right here, people haven't been told not to take it that far. Now they learning, and now that America put on the forefront, laws about to be passed for it. Next, it says growing number of teachers, firefighters, and officials put on leave or fired over disgusting CK post. Not just that, Marine discipline. A Marine has been disciplined after calling CK racist online. All he did is call CK racist and he been disciplined. It says in
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth, artist crackdown on military social media post. So they about to surveil the military, judges, military, teachers, pilot, everybody. He calls of all. He
And
calls
that's
of
all
all.
different, all different areas of society.
Mm-hmm.
Your military, your court system, your travel, that's all affected. See, these things set precedent. All right. So they have a case when they get ready to prosecute you on something. They'll say, yeah, because, in the case of so and such, you know, this is what we did. So yeah, so all of this is being established for precedent or precedence. All right, this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. And it says, behold, the days come, said the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's at the end of the day, as the priest was saying, that's what all this is about. To try to nullify the word, because this is the weapon that's hurting it. All right. It ain't no switch. Ain't none of this other stuff that you got from the enemy. This is what's hurting it. Thursday watch. All right. The all the brothers doing the lessons. This is what's hurting them. You know, see, they can take a whistleblower out. They can't touch us until, unless the most I got is for you to be martyred, but this ain't that time. Or we getting to that time. But the most I had a time set for this gospel to go out, to do what it needed to do. All right. And it has done what it needed to do. Gather the elect and put this wicked society on blast. And so now, yeah, they want to go all through the forest and around the trees just to really come after the word of the Most High. So the famine of the hearing of the word, is approaching. You know, but that was it. That was it on that.
Kind and not just that, also you got Jimmy Kimmel, and he didn't even say too much.
Oh, they got his ass. Yeah.
And they showing you, look, they getting people who going overboard. They getting people who just mentioning it, you know. But you are somebody who got influence. We want to teach you a lesson. And remember they did it to Trump a couple years ago. What 2021? They took him off Twitter because they said he incited violence for J6, and he was the of president, former president. So they showing you they could do it to the little man all the way to the big man. Again, he cause of all. And when we say he cause of all, when the scriptures say Salaki, when the scriptures say he cause of all, and just saying he got to force you by forcing you under a guillotine, which that's a way. But again, he gonna set up a system around you and put your back against the wall to where either you gonna just die, or you gonna your only solution, if you need any help from whatever avenue of life, you got to come to him for it. So people will get tired of struggling, surviving. You either gonna be thirsty, hungry, you need somewhere to sleep, your children need health care, you need health care, you got a bullet wound here, your arm been bit off here by some cannibals, you know. No, a lot of people just gonna say forget it, especially people who have the truth, and go to FEMA, go to Red Cross, go to the military, right? Get a C-HIP, go behind the gate, right? And get a cot, get a MRE pack, you see, get a bottle of water, and it's probably gonna be Ozarka, a bottle of water with the bubbles in it. It's hot, a bottle of water, and you okay with sitting down now and be okay. See, because your situation, you was caused to bow down. See, people don't get that. See, people ain't ready for that either. And even like, I won't be too long, but even people like IUI, see them camps, they think they go be able to just snap into it. No, man. You got to mentally prepare for the time it's about to be in, you know? And especially if you got it, Zaquan, you got it. I'm gonna let you it.
You good.
You know, you got it though.
Yeah, he had nothing.
Con, I could continue. So you had Jimmy Kimmel, he out of there. They took his show off indefinitely, and then they replaced it with the CK show. So they're gonna continue the CK show because he had a little YouTube show. So now they're gonna up that and put that up in Jimmy Kimmel's spot, and now they replace CK with his wife, EK, Erica Clark. So you got you got different compilations. People, just look on YouTube because we just kind of getting through it, not getting through it like that, but go look on YouTube and just type in people getting fired from mocking or talking about CK. It's real life, like across America is happening. But what's the point? You see, to bring forth certain laws.
I fucked up.
Taken down, but this is still up on his story. This is him right now here, Vic Melter. Go-to person number 2.
Peter Piper picked a pet.
This another one that happened. A Texas Tech student was expelled. Texas State. We'll play a Texas Tech student next. So this Jake in Texas Tech. Again, not being wise, not realizing the time, not even carrying a camera on you. You see? It says, and this is from the governor, Greg Abbott, it says, hey, Texas State, this conduct is not accepted at our school. And I think he alumni of Texas State or Texas Tech, one of them. I don't know. One of them. It says, expel this student immediately. Mocking assassination must have consequences. Let's play it. This is what he did. So he mocked him getting hit in the neck. Then he went over there where the people was talking and pretty much spit what it was.
Everybody has
Oh, buddy. Fuck that nigga. You're gonna get expelled, dude.
Then he hit the vape. He a big dog. Then you had this one. He got expelled though. Then you had this one at Texas Tech. Greg Abbott again. It says definitely picked the wrong school to taunt the death of CK. Thanks, Texas Tech. So she did this and she got expelled.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot.
She said, F your homie. You know, you can read it right here at the bottom. And she got expelled. And she got arrested after this because it's another video. Not because she said this that she got arrested. She assaulted this guy right here in the red. Not that she punched him or anything, but she knocked his hat. She kind of like hit his hat and it tipped upward. And he was like, yeah, assault. You know, so, but which, you know, again, we not in them times and Jake don't understand or know that. This the unwise right here. That's why I said, I gotta get a precept. So like, I'm gonna get one real quick. You don't mind? Ephesians 5, and I'm gonna start at 14. It says, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. So now that we have the light, it says, verse 15, so see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. We're in a time that we got to pay attention to our surroundings. Again, we're in an age to where every time you think you're doing something, see, in ancient times, it was just the Lord eyes was on you at all times. Now Esau want to be God, so you got street cameras. You got, if not a street camera, you own a street or wherever you at. You got people got ring cameras. You being seen at all times. If you in traffic, you think you getting away. People got the car cameras, dash cams, recording stuff on it. It's all being seen. So anything now, so Esau about to take it to where the number one freedom or right that an American thought they had was the freedom of speech. Other than the freedom to bear, the right to bear arms, it's the freedom of speech. Now Esau is from this CK situation. The point of this whole, not the point, a major point of this situation is that he about to start taking away the freedom of speech. And this about to be new for America. And now we really about to see how it's about to play out. So we're in the time to just be doing whatever, saying whatever. That's why it's best to stick to the Lord word, book, chapter, and verse. What the Lord say, make sure they know we reading the Bible. That's it. Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Why? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We in different times. And that's why. You got it.
No, that was good.
Yep, I'll play it real quick.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Fuck your homie dead. Yeah, fuck your homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that. Evil. Evil. Murder is bad. She is evil. Have not said. Why are you being so hateful?
Why are you so hateful? Why are you so hateful? Yeah.
Hey, can somebody tell her to back up?
Can you not put the camera in my face?
I'm sitting here. You walked up to me.
Okay, well,
I don't want this. I said rest in peace. Just leave it alone. Please don't come after me. I want to be left alone.
I'm not emotional, ma'am. Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not. You can get out of my face because I can tell you what you are, but you won't like it.
You're being aggressive. You're being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive. My voice is very calm. You're calling me aggressive because I'm a black woman.
Oh, I hate that line. I hate when they say so I'm aggressive because I'm a black woman. It's like, look what you're doing. But I think this is the one when she hit the man hat off. And this is why she got arrested for assault.
Hey, look at me, everybody. Look at me.
Yeah, right now.
Hey, she just assaulted me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she just hit me in the head.
Look at me, everybody. Look at me.
Hey, she just assaulted
me. Anyway, so she got expelled right away.
So if that's the same chick, that was that was actually battery. I used to think the same thing, but when she was saying her little chant or whatever, that was assault. And if you put your hands on somebody, that's battery. or
Okay.
something on their persons, a hat or anything, that's battery. So yeah, assault is I'm gonna kick your ass, motherfucker. That's an assault. And then you actually go to put your hands on them, then that's battery. But yeah, she was taunting them. That was an assault. She was taunting them. But yeah, that's how that works. You got it.
Now that's it. So look, out of all those, and it's so much more. We just kind of just overview, on the things that's been taking place. But the thing is, what they doing behind scenes. Isaiah 10 laws they already prescribed. They just need an event. And apostles, elder brothers been saying that for the past couple years, months. They're gonna use events. Never let a good crisis go to waste. The many different quotes. Now we're in a time we can see it playing out. I got a real quick one. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, in the time, now that we have the truth, we can see that he's faking it. During the live, like as he live doing it, we can see he faking it.
Right.
So now that all that happened and they got the event, this the aftermath. So you had Charlotte CK wife come out, and it says CK's wife, Erica, speaks out, and this is what she said. Now, if you watch this, one is all fake, two is all some BS. You know the video we seen at the Taza Power with the deal that we talked about at class, but you could tell it's all acting. And she was on reality TV a couple times before. She was a losing candidate in Miss America. So she's a reality TV star, in other words, too. You see?
Okay.
And so anyway, she up in here, she whispering to herself and just random times, I love you. But what she was saying about that, a moral story, we need to fight back. And she was talking to the white Christian America. We need the Republican, the right. We need to fight back. She said, you have no idea what you have unleashed. You see? So she said they're about to turn up now more than ever. And that's the spirit Esau in Revelation 12. And it says next, end time headlines, Utah governor calls for social media. He said he calls social media a cancer on our society right now. So again, they using these things to say we need to cut it off. People got too many opinions, posting too many freedom, or truths against the agenda. They need to cut everything, and that's where all is leading. Social media, the internet, what you saying in the public. And see, man, come on. See, it wasn't just on social media or the internet. That's easy for them to do. They could just cut it off. But they had to get the public though. And that's why they sent Charlie CK out there on college campuses in public, so it could be in person. So that's gonna be the easy way to bring forth free speech in public and all that. So that's why they blew that man up like that overnight, really. But it says next. It says the FBI reveals that September 15th reveals that social media accounts appear to indicate foreknowledge of CK's assassination. Meaning what? They telling you that, we had got a news or through our database, it was showed that we had some information that was going to happen, that he was going to be assassinated. And they saying things like this because they saying with our technology, for example, Palantir, if we had this established and signed in a law, this would have never happened. CK still be here, still defending the right, still pushing truth and faith and Christ, as they would say. So we need to have Palantir and monitor social media and everybody. And that's how they go bring in the MOTB, the digital system, through ways and events like this. Matter of fact, even right here it says digital forensic software, online safety course. That's what they passing. And that's pretty much it, Advertiser Power. That was pretty much it.
Yo, you close it then.
Yeah, but with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yeah, I seen brothers had some good precepts. So like, matter of fact, I get this when we quoted a few times. Isaiah 10:1, we could take it out on this one. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." So, but that's all Esau trying to do. He gonna set up more events and false flags to bring forth more laws. For a police state. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, we want to give all praise and glory once again unto Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto all you Akim out there who pushing his word with our truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. You keep fighting, keep pushing, and we're almost out of here. With that, shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Tawada for tuning in.